Question number 2, what exactly is anxiety? And this is really interesting because it's kind of changed over the last couple of decades. We're now understanding it an awful lot more. And the reason being is that neuroscience has been very kind to us, especially when they're using functional MRI scans, because we can see exactly what's going on in the brain. So the best way I can explain it is if you imagine I've got a brain in my hand. If we're walking down the street and a tiger jumps out, it is natural for us to fire electricity and blood from one part of the brain into the anxiety center. And that's meant to happen. If a tiger's walking down your street, you either want to stay very still so he doesn't see you, or you want to run away. That's fight or flight, and that's perfectly natural. But let's say we capture that tiger and take him back to the jungle, and then the next day we're walking down that same street and you remember the brain still fires that electricity. When you remember an event, because the brain can't tell the difference between reality and imagination, the brain then fires that same electricity and we build the same pattern again. And we call this a neural pathway, that if we repeat this again and again, it becomes hardwired, almost like we put a bit of wire from one part to the other. And if we repeat that process, it becomes a habit or an addiction. We just think the same way and we feel anxious. So it could be we're out for a lovely day down the beach, we're feeling totally calm, but unconsciously we remember that pattern and we fire it. And this is why people can feel anxious or have panic attacks and all sorts of anxiety attacks when there's no reason for it to happen, because it happens in the unconscious or the subconscious mind. And that's exactly what it is. However, the key to putting it right, and the reason why we do so well, is when that little bit of electricity flies across the brain and tries to get the other side, we will teach you how to interrupt it so it can't get any further on. And if we do that repeatedly, eventually this neural pattern falls to bits. But most importantly, we teach you to create another one of feeling calm, happy, relaxed, confident, whatever it is you want to be, and we allow this one to go through. So we block out the old ones and bring the new ones in. And what we're doing in real time, in real effect, is we're rewiring that brain. And again, we can see that with those functional MRI scans as we do that, if we could afford to do that for each client.